Okay, just quickly before we get into this video, I do just want to mention, number one, I am filming this in the evening and it's getting dark outside, so I am having to use artificial lighting. So I hope the quality lighting is okay. I've tried to make it look as natural as possible, but I don't really like filming with artificial lighting, if I'm honest, and I try to avoid it at all costs. And then on a similar note, I look a bit disheveled because it is the end of the day. I've been at the house all day, so this makeup's been on my face for like 9 hours and I need to wash my hair. So yeah, I look a little bit disheveled, but yeah, hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Emma. Today's video, as you can probably tell, is going to be a favourites video. I just wanted to sit down and round up all my favourite things from the past couple of months. I've got some fashion favourites, some makeup favourites, a book favourite that I really want to talk about, and then also some TV and film things that I want to mention. This is probably going to be quite a little chatty video, so if you want to go grab yourself a drink, a little snack, and then get comfortable before we get into this video. But yeah, everything that I mentioned I will leave down below in case you want to check any of this out. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get on into the video. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a fashion favourite, and the first fashion favourite that I want to mention is a pair of shoes, and it's just a pair of black penny loafers. I got these as a Christmas present and I've really been loving them. I wear them nearly every day. They're just a really classic shoe. I feel like they go with a lot. They're just a very basic like penny loafer. They have a little bit of detailing on the tongue there, and they've got a little bit of a heel, but I just love them. I think they're just such a versatile shoe. I've been wearing them like in my day-to-day life to go for like coffee and things, but then I've also been wearing them to work, and I would also wear them to like a dinner, like a more casual dinner, if I didn't want to wear a heel, because I feel like they're just a really versatile shoe. At the moment I have been pairing them with socks because it's not quite warm enough to get my bare feet out, but I'm really excited to take these into spring with like little dresses and shorts and skirts. I think they're just gonna look really cute, and I just love a loafer. If you watch any of my fashion videos on my channel, you will know I love a loafer, and these ones are just really nice, and I love that how like worn in they are on the top, and they've just been really comfortable. They didn't require any breaking in or anything. These ones are from Shoe. I will try leave these exact ones down below, but honestly, if you're not on the loafer hype yet, I really recommend, because they're just a great shoe that I just love having in my wardrobe, and I've been really loving these ones. Okay, and then sticking with accessories, the next thing that I want to show you is a pair of earrings. These are just a really affordable pair of earrings from Lovisa, and they just look like this. It's a studded hoop, but it looks like a double hoop, and you have one gold and one silver. That's the pair all together. I wear like a basic hoop pretty much every day, and I feel like these are still really wearable for every day, but they just add a little bit of interest. And also I've been loving that mix of metals in them. What I actually really like, so for example, if I want the silver to pop more, I will make it so the silver's like closest to my head and put the gold on the outside, or then if I want more of a gold accent, then I will put like the gold closest to my head. But I just really love them, and I've been loving mixing a metal. I just think they're really cool. I think they're really interesting, but still like a very basic everyday earring. They don't feel heavy on my ears at all. I hate having really heavy jewelry. I find it really uncomfortable. The only one thing I will say is the stud bit is a little bit long, so if I have like over the ear headphones, they do kind of poke into my head, which is a bit painful. But I really love them. They've just been a staple piece. They've kind of become part of my everyday jewelry. I've had quite a few compliments on them as well. I wore them when I went home a couple of weeks ago to Newcastle, and my mum complimented me on them. And yeah, like I say, they were from Lovisa, so they were really affordable. I think they were literally around £10. I think they were a really cool earring, and I can see myself getting a lot of wear out of them. Just a really good everyday earring, but still like just adding that little bit of interest with the mixed metals, and I just think they're really fun. They almost make it look like you're wearing two separate earrings, and I just really love the look of them. And yeah, I've been getting a lot of wear out of them, so I just did want to mention them in this video. They are still relatively new to my wardrobe, but I have been loving them, so I did want to give them a mention. Okay, and then the last two clothing pieces are actually clothing items. So the first thing is a pair of jeans. These are the Abercrombie & Fitch 90s straight mid-rise jeans. Now, I've heard everyone rave about Abercrombie jeans, and I hadn't invested in a pair, and then they had a sale on. They always have a sale on their jeans, it seems. And they had these in the sale, and I thought they looked like a really nice jean. I mean, they have loads of different styles in there, loads of different colours. It's kind of a minefield, and from my understanding, like, you might be a different size in different jeans. So I do think it takes a good bit of trial and error, but luckily I looked out and got the right size, and I really, really love them. They're just like a straight, like they say, 90s style mid-rise jean, which I really, really like. I think a mid-rise is actually quite flattering on me. I am never going to be somebody who wears low-rise jeans. I know they are like trending, but I'm not a low-rise person. I just couldn't do it. But I really, really love these. They're just a really nice denim. They're a really good mix between being rigid, so they're structured, so they're not stretching out too much, but soft in the leg, so they're comfortable. Like, I could wear these on a flight because they're that comfortable, but they then still feel like they're going to hold their shape really, really well. Like I say, they are quite new to my wardrobe, and I do think with denim sometimes you need to test them over a long period of time. But so far I absolutely love them. They're pretty much the only jeans I've worn since I bought them, and I wear jeans on a very, very regular basis, and I just really, really love them. I'm definitely looking into getting another pair because I just really, really like these. I'd consider getting the same like style in a different colour, but I would really want to try more Abercrombie & Fitch denim because these are just really, really good. They are a little bit more expensive, I will say, but they do often do sales, and I picked these up in the sale. But I definitely recommend checking them out if you're on the hunt for a new pair of jeans, because yeah, I feel like jeans are something worth investing in because they are such a statement piece. Well, especially for me anyway, they are such a statement piece and a piece I get a lot of wear of. So I don't mind spending a little bit more if they're going to last me and work really, really nicely. And yeah, I just put them on all the time and I really, really like them, so love those. And then my last fashion favourite I am going to mention, it's going to kind of become redundant within the next couple of weeks because it's getting too warm to wear it, but it is my black coat. Again, this was something that I got for Christmas, and I have not taken this off my body until recently because it got a bit too warm. This is just a long black coat. I will insert a picture because you're not going to really be able to see it, but it's just a classic black coat. I really, really love the cut of it. I love how long it is. It comes down to about my calves, and I'm 5'6", 5'7". It's like a v-neck closure and it buttons up really, really nicely. This is actually from Cotton On, and I've never bought anything from Cotton On, but this is a really, really good coat. I really, really love it. It's really, really comfortable. The one thing I will say about this coat is, and I don't know if you can see, hair clings to this coat like there's no tomorrow, and for me who has hair that sheds all the time, and I also have a white haired cat, there is constantly hairs on this coat, but I really, really love it. A black coat is just a classic in my wardrobe, and I really needed a new one, so I got this one for Christmas, and I just really, really love it. I'm definitely going to keep it in my wardrobe for like next autumn, winter. And yeah, I am excited to come into spring, but I am a bit sad that I'm not really going to get use out my coats because I love my coats. And I feel sad that I'm going to have to retire this away for a few months, but it's served me well so far, and I will definitely be cracking it out next autumn, winter because I absolutely love this coat. So if you are on the hunt for a new coat, like this sort of time of year is probably a good time to get one because they'll be going into the sale because people aren't really buying big heavy coats. But yeah, I love. So yeah, but moving on to beauty favourites. Now the first favourite I want to mention is a perfume. Now I have only had this 3 weeks, but I am obsessed, and it's the Glossier You fragrance. Just looks like this. I feel like it's a classic bottle. It's got like the dint. I really, really love this. I've spoken about this before on my channel, but I really struggle with fragrance because with fragrances I tend to prefer a deeper, darker, verging on masculine scent, which isn't always the most wearable for like daytime, and it never feels like very spring summery. I really wanted like a more daytime perfume, and I got this one for my birthday, and I absolutely love it. I know this is quite a popular perfume. I feel like it's a classic, but I feel like it's a classic for a reason. It's just a really, really lovely fresh smell. It's got that feminine scent, but it's not like overpoweringly like really, really girly, because that's not really my thing. I will put the notes on screen. I say this every time I talk about perfume because I'm not the best at describing scents, but it's just a really, really nice perfume. I haven't tried this yet, but I've heard it's really, really good for layering, and it's just a really nice perfume. I love the bottle. I think it's like 60 something pounds for this bottle, which I think is pretty good because some perfumes can be like upwards of £100. I think it's just a really, really lovely classic fragrance. I mean, I say like I wear this in the daytime, but I would also wear this in the evening. But every time I like leave the house, I've been wearing this, which is rare for me. I'm not very good at always applying a perfume, and I've been using this like nearly every day, like I say, and I feel like it feels like a nice scent. It's like, it doesn't feel too like young, but it doesn't feel like so classic that it's like of an older generation. I feel like it's a really good like millennial perfume. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to somebody. But yeah, I really love this, and I've been wearing this a lot, and I feel like I'm going to go through this bottle quite quickly and probably get another one when I run out. But yeah, I really like it, so I did want to mention it in this video. Pretty much everything I'm mentioning in this video was like a birthday or Christmas gift. But the next thing I want to mention is the Milk Makeup Sculpt Stick in Toasted. Now, I will say this is small. Like, I always knew it was small, but like that, like it's the size of my thumb. So I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but I really love this. I particularly love the shade. It's not too cool tone, but it's not too warm tone. It just looks like that. I'll just swatch out my hand for you. It just looks like that. But it's just a really nice product. It's really lovely and creamy. I love the colour. It blends in beautifully to my skin. It's very like buildable, so that's what I really like. I like a more subtle like cream product that I can build up when I want more intensity, but then I can always make it more minimal for like just day-to-day basis. And I really like this. I do think this is about 20 something pounds, and I will say it is small, but I do really like it. This is the first Milk makeup product that I've tried, so I'd be interested in trying more from the brand. But I know this is a classic, and I've wanted to try it for a while, and it didn't disappoint. I really like it. I wear this pretty much every time I do my makeup. I just love a cream bronzer, and yeah, this is just a really nice, more cool tone, but not too cool tone that it's grey. It's just a really nice tone for my skin that I really like. And then the last beauty product that I want to mention is this, and this is the Rimmel Oh My Gloss the Butter Me Up Lip Butter Balm. Now, I love a tinted lip balm. I've tried a bunch, but I think this is a really good drugstore option if you want to like try like the Summer Fridays row, but you don't want to spend that much money on one. This is really nice. This is in the shade Latte Delight. They do other colours. I've not tried the other colours. This is the only one I can attest to, but I really like it. The packaging is very similar to like the Summer Fridays. I really like it. It's got like this plastic applicator, and like the product comes out there, and it's just really comfortable on the lips. And then also it's got like a curve underneath, so you can go like that. So yeah, that's kind of the shade, if you can see that. I will say it's not as pigmented like colour wise as some of the other ones. I'm not sure like about the other shades, but this one is more of a neutral, but it does add a really nice like gloss. Like the name suggests, as Oh My Gloss, it does have a really nice sheen to it, which I really like. It feels really nice on the lips. It just is really nice and moisturising. I just love a lip butter balm, and this is a really good high street option. Feels really moisturising on the lips. I really love the smell. It's got that classic Rimmel lipstick smell, and yeah, it's just a really nice product. What I also really like about this is it doesn't get too dirty on the nib. I have my Rhode one, which I love, but that is like gross. But yeah, I really like it. I just really like the applicator. I really like the product. I would definitely look into the other shades because I really like this, and like I said, I think it's pretty, and I'm pretty sure this is under £10, which is really good. So if you want to like try that whole like Rhode Summer Fridays, I'd really recommend this because like it's a really good affordable option. And yeah, and to be honest with you, like I just rotate between all of them in my bag, and they're probably all look the same, but I just really love like a tinted lip balm. I don't really tend to wear lipstick anymore. I tend to just do a liner and then a lip balm. I just really like it. And I also think it's really nice if you're just doing like a no makeup look, but you want like a balm on your lips just to add a little bit of tint. It just adds a little bit of life to my face. So yeah, really love this, and it's a really big tube, like compared to the bronzer. Like it's a really big tube, so that's gonna last me a really good amount of time. So really recommend. Okay, and then the next few things I want to mention are like films, books and TV shows. So starting off with a book that I want to talk about. This is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I absolutely love this book. I've wanted to read it for a really long time now, and I've heard really good things about the author and about this book in particular. And we have another book by Kristen Hanna in my book club coming up in a couple of months, so I wanted to read this first because I've always wanted to read this one. And after reading this, I'm actually really excited to read that book. I think it's The Four Winds that we're reading for the book club, so I'm really excited to read that, and I would actually be really interested in reading pretty much all of her books because I loved her writing. Now I will say this is historical fiction, and I've heard mixed reviews on how accurate the history in this book is, because obviously the characters and everything are fictional. I don't know, I didn't get bogged down in whether the historical details are correct, so I'm not sure how correct it is on the history side, but from a fiction side I really love this story. But yeah, the story follows Vianne and Vianne and Isabelle, who are two sisters who live in France at the beginning of World War II. And they come from a fractured family. Their dad was a soldier in World War I and was very highly affected by that. And then between World War I and World War II, their mother sadly passes away. And the father can't cope with being a father, so he sends the two girls away to live in a house in the countryside. And there's quite an age gap between Vianne and Isabel, so they have a fractured relationship, and they have a fractured relationship with their father. And it basically follows the story of the two of them during World War II and the troubles they're facing. She is living in the countryside and she is married with a daughter, and then Isabel is 18 and she's still trying to find her place in the world. She's kind of had quite a disrupted life, disrupted childhood, moving from one place to another, and Isabel is keen just to be involved in the war and help as much as she can, whereas Vianne's priority is taking care and keeping her daughters and herself safe. And it follows their two sisters' stories and their different paths, as Vianne lives in a countryside which is overtaken by Nazis, and her house is overtaken by Nazis and she has a Nazi move in. And she's just trying to keep her daughter alive, but her best friend is Jewish, so it's kind of her kind of grappling with her home life, trying to just keep things as normal and as safe as possible for her daughter, whilst Isabel, the younger sister, is wanting to be involved in war and helping in ways that she can, and she goes off to Paris to try play a role in the resistance. And it's a really beautiful book. I think it's a really interesting story of talking about women in war and how women contributed to World War II when they were at home. I will say, obviously, because it is centered around World War II, there are some very sad, harrowing moments which I think have a greater impact, knowing that similar things, even though these characters aren't real people and it's not a real story, you know, like a lot of what is happening to the characters did happen to people in real life during World War II, which obviously deepens the impact, I think. But it's just really beautifully written, and it's just a really lovely contrast of like having these two sisters who have this fractured relationship and both have their own priorities and both have their own aims during war, and it's about the lengths that people go to and what they can do and what people do to survive and get through. And it is quite harrowing, I will say. I cried a lot with this book. I was almost finished and I took it to the hairdressers to read, and I didn't read it in the hairdressers, and I'm so glad I didn't, because I came home from the hairdressers and finished it and I was bawling my eyes out, and I wouldn't want to be like that in the hairdressers. So yeah, I really loved it. I will say, obviously, as you can probably expect, it is quite an emotional, impactful story, and very sad things do happen throughout, but it's just really beautifully written. And I really love Kristin Hannah's idea of writing about women in war. I think she's just released a book called The Women, which is about women during the Vietnam War, and yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was really beautifully written. It was a very touching story, and I was really rooting for these characters and both of them, and you could kind of understand both characters' points of view and where they were coming from. And yeah, I thought it was really well written, and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend, if you're thinking about reading it, I would really recommend. Yeah, I'm really intrigued to read more Kristin Hannah, because I just really love this. I thought I would like it, but I didn't realise how much I would love it. So yeah, I've been in a bit of a slump actually now since reading this, because I just feel like nothing's going to hit the same. I've just kind of been like decompressing. But yeah, I really love this book. I feel like I'm going to be thinking about this book for ages, because I just thought it was really well written, and I would definitely recommend if it is on your TBR. Okay, and then moving on to TV and film. So for TV shows, I have two things that I want to mention, which are kind of contrast. So the first thing is 8 Simple Rules. I have been rewatching 8 Simple Rules. I just wanted like a easy sitcom show to watch, and I used to love 8 Simple Rules when I was younger, and I've never really rewatched it all the way through, so I've been rewatching it and I really love it. I am getting to the end of season 1, which is when it gets sad, which I'm not looking forward to, but I've just been really enjoying rewatching it. It's just a really entertaining show. If you're not familiar with the premise, it is about a family, a man and his wife, his 2 daughters and his son, and basically the whole idea is his daughters, one is 17 and one is 15, I think she's meant to be. 15, 16, and it's just about them like family life. The 17-year-old is like dating and things like that, and then they have the young son Rory, and yeah, it's just a really, really good show. It does switch gears at the end of season 1 into season 2 because sadly the actor who played the father did pass away in real life, so it does take quite a sad turn, and I'm not looking forward to getting to that point. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying my rewatch. I just, there were so many great moments, and it's just a really entertaining watch. And yeah, it's not really, like I say, it's not really a sitcom that I've really revisited. So yeah, and it's on Disney Plus in the UK streaming, if anyone's interested. I think they only have the first 2 seasons. I don't think they have season 3 on Disney Plus. And then my other TV favourite, along with the rest of the world, is Severance. Season 2 is on Apple TV at the moment. They are doing an episode a week, and I believe at this point we're up to episode 7 as I'm filming this, and I am loving it. I think it's one of the best TV shows made in recent years. If you don't know what the premise of Severance is, it is set in a world where you can be severed at work. So you go into work, and whilst you're at work you don't remember anything about your home life or your personal life, and whilst you're at home living your personal life you don't remember anything about your work life or what you're doing. And the first season was all about like the mystery of what the company does. They had a new employee join, and she didn't want to be there, so they have like, because they have their like innie and outie versions, and the first season was very based around the innies in the workplace, and where season 2 is now expanding, we're now exploring the outies lives as well as the innies lives, and the combination and the complications between those two. It follows like 4 characters who all work together within the company. So it has Mark, Helly, Dylan and Irving, who I all really, really love. And Mark is kind of the main character, and he is there because his wife passed away, so he's quite depressed in his own personal life, so he wanted to be severed so when he's at work he doesn't have to think about his wife and what happened. And then season 2 is like kind of like expanding on that. I will say it's one of those shows that you do need to concentrate with. It's not like something that you can sit down and like scroll. You do have to like sit and tune in and like fully engage, because it is a little bit more like complex, and we still don't really know what's happening, and there's a lot of mysteries around it, but it's really, really interesting. It's really, really well done. I really, really love the show. I've cried a couple of times. It's just a really interesting show. My only hope is that they know exactly how many seasons they're going to do and where they're heading, because I'm a little bit worried that it's getting a bit too popular. It's going to get dragged out. I hope it's not one of those, because I feel like it's one of those shows that, because there's so much going on, we need to stick to a clear trajectory and not try to drag it out too much. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. I feel like season 1 came out like 2020, the beginning of 2023, or was it 2022? I can't remember. And then 2025 is only just coming out now. I believe there's going to be 10 episodes, and we've just had 7 episodes. Episode 7 was phenomenal. I really, really loved episode 7 if you watched it. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying season 2. It's something we look forward to every week, and because they release it weekly, it's not something we can currently sit and binge watch. So it gives us something to look forward to every week, which I think is really, really interesting, because obviously that's how TV used to be. And now when you get like seasons, they just like dump the whole season, so you can just like binge watch it in a weekend. Whereas with this, we have to wait every week, which I feel like is building my anticipation for it. I'm really, really intrigued to see where we go. And hopefully I don't have to wait so long for season 3, because I'm just really, really loving it. But yeah, it's really, really interesting. I will say, like, it is one of those shows that you have to concentrate with, but both me and Alex are really, really enjoying it. So if you want a new show to watch with your partner, I'd really recommend. It is on Apple TV, and which is a bit annoying because it means we have to get an Apple TV subscription to watch it, but I'm really enjoying it. I'd really recommend. Other like sort of media favourite has to be just film in general. If you're watching my little monthly vlogs, you will know that in the past couple of months me and Alex have been to the cinema quite a lot. We went to see We Live in Time, we went to see Nosferatu, we went to see Real Pain, been to see The Brutalist, I went to see Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy with my mum, and I just really, really enjoying it. I really, really love going to the cinema, and I've really enjoyed all 5 films. They're all very, very different films. You've probably heard about pretty much all of them, because I'm pretty sure like 3 of them were like Oscar nominees. Bridget Jones is everywhere. And yeah, I've really, really enjoyed all of the films that we've seen in the cinema. I just really, really love going to the cinema. I think it's just a really nice thing to do, especially in winter when it's been miserable. And I feel like all the good films come out at the beginning of the year. I feel like we get like that whole late surge from like Christmas and New Year all come out in like January, February time. So yeah, been really enjoying going to the cinema, and I really recommend all 5 of those films. Yeah, their music favourite, I'm kind of ashamed to admit this because I feel like I'm very late to the bandwagon, but I've been loving Sam Fender's music recently. He's just released a 3rd album called People Watching, and to be honest with you, I didn't really listen to the first 2 albums, and I do feel like, hi Mia, I do feel like I need to go back and listen to the first 2 albums because I'm really loving the new album. I really love the single People Watching, and I love the music video with Andrew Scott, and I really love the single Arm's Length as well. But I'm really loving the entire album now that that's out, and I've been listening to it quite a lot. I actually did a run. That was me sneezing, if you could hear that. Yeah, I really love the album, and I definitely want to listen to the other albums because I've never really listened to him. But he's from the Northeast, which is where I grew up, and for me his voice feels very comforting and quite nostalgic, and I love that he sings with an accent. I feel a bit ashamed to admit that I've only just got on the Sam Fender bandwagon, but I'm really loving the new album. And I would definitely recommend. I'm trying to think of any other music favourites that I've been loving. I really love Revolving Door by Tate McRae, and It's Okay, I'm Okay. I love Tate McRae. I feel like I'm loving the resurgence of like the pop girl with her, Sabrina Carpenter. She just released her new version of Short and Sweet, and I love Busy Woman. She's playing in Birmingham tonight. I'm really upset that I'm not there, but yeah, really for the first like month of January I was listening to like just my 2024 Spotify Wrapped. Yeah, if you've got any suggestions for me, do let me know in the comments below, because I really need some new music favourites. I feel, because I'm trying to branch out a little bit. I do get stuck in like a thing of listening to the same artists on repeat, and I'm trying to like introduce myself to new artists. So if you have any recommendations, let me know, because I'd be really intrigued. Oh, actually, I do love the new Selena Gomez song, Call Me When You Break Up, with Gracie Abrams. I love Selena Gomez's music. I loved the Rare album, and I love the Revival album, and I'm very excited for a new album, and I really love that she's doing Benny Blanco. I think that's so cute. But yeah, that is it for this favourites video. Like I say, everything that I mentioned I will leave linked down below if you want to check any of this out, and if you have any recommendations for me based on the things that I've mentioned in this video, I would love if you could let me know what those are in the comments, because I'm always up for discovering new things. If you did enjoy this video and you do enjoy favourites videos, I'd love if you give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you could subscribe, and I will see you all next week in a brand new video. Goodbye.